Oh, hi. What are you doing here? Oh, you want some book recommendations? Well, I think you clicked the perfect video. Well, I only have mystery book recommendations for now. Yeah, so if you want to have new books to read, then sit back, relax, and enjoy this book recommendation. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Cedric Dillon. Yes, I hope you're doing well. In this video, I will be talking about 6 books that I want to recommend you guys. Let's start with my first recommendation. I have Minette Walters' The Scold's Bridle. Yes. So as you can see, this has earned the title Best Crime Novel of the Year. And it lives up to that name because I think it was in 1994 when this book got a CWA Gold Dagger Award. And yeah, it truly deserves that award because this book is stunning. What I love the most about this book is it's mainly character-driven plot, a character-driven story where you are greeted by a bunch of well-written, flawed characters, not the annoying ones. They are very unlikable and you will surely dislike them, but sooner or later, as you read through this book, you will know where they are coming from. In this story, we follow Dr. Blakeney in her search of the truth when one of their neighbors, a rich old bitch named Mathilda, died out of the blue, seemingly because of a slash to the wrist and an overdose. But what piqued everyone's curiosity and interest is that this woman, this old lady, was wearing a Scold's Bridle. And if you don't know what a Scold's Bridle is, it's sometimes referred to as a witch's bridle, and it's an instrument of torture, punishment, and humiliation used in the old ages, and it's mostly used on women. And it's worn on the head, and its function is to entirely silence the victim. Made me fall in love with this book is that the dialogues here are brilliant. Very witty comebacks, remarks from each of the characters. Definitely recommend this to you guys. Now, moving on with the second book. Oh, what's that I'm hearing from you? Oh, you're into dark academia. Then this book is for you. It's Tessa Harris' The Anatomist Apprentice. And yeah, I think it's safe to say that this book is what made me fall in love with reading. And now I'm a reader. So, this story is the first in many series by Tessa Harris. It's the first book in the Dr. Thomas Silkstone mystery series. And I love this one. This is definitely one of my favorites of all time. This book is a historical mystery forensic fiction novel set in the 18th century England. And in this story, we follow mainly Dr. Thomas Silkstone as he tries to investigate and learn about the mysterious and sudden death of a very well-known lord in Oxfordshire. And because of this sudden death of this very well-known lord, there started a torrent of gossips in the community surrounding this family. And now, it's up to Dr. Thomas Silkstone to unearth the true nature of this lord's death. If you're into dark academia, then this book is for you. This book perfectly captures the essence of misty mornings, gloomy sky, and night at the library, writing letters with a quill over candlelight on the table. And might I just add that the plot twist of this book is chef's kiss. Yes, definitely 4 out of 5 for me. I remember when I was reading the last few chapters of this book, I mouthed a good number of WTFs. That's how good the ending of this book is. So, highly recommend. Now, moving on from stories that are led by doctors, we have the #1 ladies detective agency by Alexander McCall Smith. This story is set in Botswana in Southern Africa, and we follow the story and adventures of this amazing lady named Ma Precious Ramotse as she takes on seemingly small detective tasks like following one's child in the theater and a missing kid and many more. You know? And I know all of these sound serious, but it's written in a way that you know everything will be fine at the end. But will it? Read this book if you want to know. This was also a breath of fresh air for me because this is the first ever book that I read which is not set in the US or in the UK or any other parts of the Western world. And I believe Alexander was truly successful in bringing and giving that experience to the readers because he himself, I believe, has lived in Botswana, or was it in South Africa? But this book is full of imagery and beautiful descriptions of this beautiful country. For real, I traveled to Botswana by reading this book and I loved every moment of it. Now, I only have 3 books left, but let me just explain myself. I was actually intending to make a book recommendations, not just for mystery, but of wide variety of genres. You know, historical fiction, speculative fiction, spy thriller, mystery, and all of that. But then I figured that it's probably not the best book recommendation if I choose to overwhelm the recommendations with mostly mystery and mostly books that are written by the same author. So yeah, that's why I made this video. Mystery book recommendations that can be overwhelmed by mystery recommendations, of course, and books of the same author. Starting with the 4th one. We have Harlan Coben's Just One Look. This is the very first book that I read from Harlan Coben's body of work, and it's amazing. This definitely made me gravitate towards mystery more. In this book, we follow Grace Wilson, I believe. Grace Lawson, as she finds a very strange old photograph in her newly developed stack of photos one day. And little did she know that this very photograph will change her life forever. And as any mystery characters do, they started being curious, wanting to learn more. They could never just ignore the fact that there's a strange photograph, you know. So she started asking, starting with her husband, as she realized that one of the guys in the photograph is her husband. And after the confrontation, her husband vanished out of thin air. This then leads to a nail-biting, action-packed, and plot twist-heavy story as Grace attempts to save her family and find her missing husband. The plot twist factor, I'd give this 4 out of 5. Same as with Tessa's Anatomist Apprentice. Very good. Now, the 5th book is another Harlan Coben, but unfortunately I don't have the hard copy because I lent it to my friend yesterday, and it's The Woods by Harlan Coben. Now, in this story, we follow Paul Copeland, a New Jersey prosecutor, as he tries to balance his work duties, being a father, and the past that still haunts him. And that past is the death of his sister 20 years ago, whose body was never found. And what I like the most about this book is that it jumps from legal thriller to mystery. Like in one chapter, you would have legal thriller, an argument in the court, and then after that, you will have mystery. And I think Harlan Coben really did a good job mixing those 2 genres in one book. And yeah, I remember one morning I woke up, and I usually check my social media the moment I wake up, but then I realized that I don't have internet connection that morning. So I decided to open the book of The Woods by Harlan Coben because, you know, I didn't want to get up early, so I decided to read a few pages. And guess what? I read multiple chapters instead. I woke up, I think, at 7, and then I got out of bed at 10 or 10:30. And that's how gripping the novel was. I like it a lot. Now, the last book is another Harlan Coben, and it is Caught. In this story, you follow the perspectives of the McWade's family, whose 17-year-old daughter went missing one day, and a reporter named Wendy Tynes, yes, as she searched for sexual predators via sting operations, which are broadcasted on national television live. Wendy then finds a possible link with her recently busted predator with the McWade's missing daughter. And there are only 2 books that got me bawling my eyes out, and this is one of it. The first one, you might ask, is this one. My favorite book of all time, Black Mamba Boy, Nadifa Muhammad. I won't spoil you, of course, in which part. There was a part of this book where it was truly emotional and beautifully written that it was just... I can't even express myself right now, because it was truly beautiful that whenever I feel like crying, I would just open this book and read through that chapter and I would cry. I know it's a mystery book, but yeah, I cried. And yeah, I think that is it for this book recommendations, and I hope these books really piqued your interest. Read them and come back to this video and comment on what you think. I think that's it for this video. This has been Cedric Delin. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment down below, subscribe to this channel, it's free. And yeah, see you in my next video. Toodles.